The vice president gives her first interview since moving to the top of the Democratic ticket, and she had to defend a shift in some of her past opinions.
Doug Luzader joins us from Washington to kind of break this down. Doug, good morning. Happy Friday to you.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Okay, so how did this go for Harris and Walz? They did this interview together. How did she address these issues where, she seemed to flip-flop from some of her statements in years past?
Yeah, she's not the first politician to do so, but nevertheless, there have been some significant changes that she has made over the years, from, her approach to the border wall and immigration, to electric vehicle mandates, fracking, which is a big issue in a critical swing state of Pennsylvania. She said that her values haven't changed, even as these positions have, but she never really explained the precise nature of these changes and what brought them about. But there were no major gaffes during this interview, and the stakes were so high because this is the only one that she has done so far since becoming a candidate in this election.
Yeah, I heard some people saying, well, it may not have been a touchdown, but at least it may have moved the ball down the field since we're in football season. So Tim Walz also asked a lot of questions, and that included about his service record, which has come under fire. So Republicans have claimed he has exaggerated it. He defended it, but explain that a little more.
Yeah, there are a couple of things that he's had issues with his service record. He had a pretty long service record before he retired. One has to do with the rank that he retired at, and he's told various things about this, but he was asked specifically about a claim he made at one point that he had carried a weapon in war. He had never actually served in combat, and that's something that he had to back away from. He was asked about this again last night, or during this interview yesterday, indicating that it was a problem in his grammar. But nevertheless, he tried to kind of correct that and then move on to other issues.
Okay. All right, so we got the debate coming up in just a few short days. Do you expect these two, or Kamala Harris in particular, to give more interviews or fewer ones, or zero after the debate in a couple weeks?
Well, Politico had reported that someone with the campaign indicated that there would be other interviews and there would be some solo interviews. We'll see. There's nothing on the schedule right now, and the Harris campaign can say that they've done this now, that they've checked this box, and this will take away pressure for a little while. But at some point, there's going to be a push, no doubt, not just for an interview, but for an actual press conference from Harris.
All right, Doug Luzader in Washington, we appreciate you as always. Have a great weekend, sir.
Thank you. You too.